what else does DeSantis need to do? He's been crushing it. He's winning left and right. But what does he need to do to kind of carry this on, keep momentum going the right way? And what popped into my head, no joke, yesterday was constitutional carry. Then I saw this joker's tweet in a little bit. We'll get to this in a little bit, who was flipping out about constitutional carry in Florida. I'm like, what? What's going on? Well, turns out there's some legislation that's been put forward at the state level, of course. And it has to do with constitutional carry. DeSantis in the past had said, hey, I'm not opposed to it. Put a bill on my desk and I'll sign it. Well, now a bill has been introduced. And if it goes through, the free state of Florida would become the 26th constitutional carry state in the republic. That meaning, of course, if you're not big into, I think a lot of you are in my community, but that just means you can carry a gun without a permission slip from the state government.
So a question.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what this means, but for the viewers who don't know, I actually don't. Constitutional carry, is that open conceal or
no? So it's not.
Conceal?
That's the one thing about this. You would no longer have to get a permit to carry a firearm. The state also made some provisions in there, saying that they were taking out the training requirements, this, that, and the other, all the stuff that goes along traditionally with getting a permit. But it doesn't, and I'll get to it again in a second here, but it doesn't include or have any provisions in there for open carry. The suggestion is, the reason they're saying it doesn't, and I think that it should, that would be the icing on the cake. That's like the slam dunk. This is at least a triple, if not a home run. It's a home run. The open carry would be a grand slam. But you've got lots of concerns because tourism's the biggest driver of the economy here in the state. I think there's some stuff there. Again, we can major in the minors and get into some of the things that are wrong with it. But this would be a huge step in people getting their freedom to constitutionally carry. And in this scenario, while you don't have to have a concealed carry permit, you still can get one. In fact, I would keep mine because that allows you to have reciprocity in other states. Constitutional carry, that's not, well, I'm constitutionally allowed to carry this in Florida. Well, it doesn't mean you can take it anywhere. But if you have that permit, there's the Florida concealed carry permit has lots of states where it's reciprocal. So that's good. So it would be a great thing. And Democrats, of course, are not happy. They're losing their minds, blasting the bill, saying that it would flood the state with gun owners who aren't properly trained. And they've said that they vow to defeat this bill during the 2023 session. But here's the thing. You know who controls the House and the state Senate, the state House and the state Senate in Florida? Republicans. So as far as I can see and tell, barring a disastrous outcome here or change of events, the Democrats are shit out of luck on this. There's nothing they can do, in fact, to prevent this from going through other than cry and whine, complain, which of course does nothing. And it's great news, but it's also beyond the fact that it looks like it's going to happen by all accounts. What's great is thankfully, it reminds us, thankfully there's some Republicans out there who still believe that limited government is the way to go, that your rights come from God, and you don't need a license from the government for anything that you want to engage in. This whole license thing on any level, not just guns. I know that upsets the Democrats the most, but on anything, whenever they create a license, all they're doing is literally taking away a freedom that you had and making you pay to get it back. That's what we're talking about here. So they're losing their mind because they're losing control. They have to have control. So looks like it's going to happen. It's great news. Again, it's unfortunate that open carry is not attached to it, at least at this point. But getting back to
it would be a constitutional carry, but concealed.
Correct.
Only.
You can have one on you, but but you can't have it. You can't be slinging a 6-shooter on your hip.
Well, I mean, in Florida, if you're camping, it's actually legal to open carry.
Right. Well, in certain, yeah, exactly. There's circumstances where that's true. But anyone can go out there and do it, and people are going to. Let's just get to this guy here, right? So not only do communists in Florida disagree with this potential bill, but there's communists chiming in all over the country, which they always do with Florida, right? Everyone loves to Monday morning quarterback what's happening here. And they always fail to see how many people are moving here because of how we give people their rights and let them live freely. But you had them chiming in, most notably U.S. Representative Little Richie Torres, who's from the Bronx. Okay? He tweeted this. We can pop this up on the screen. Just now, a mass shooting in Lakeland, Florida has left 10 people injured. Yet Ron DeSantis wants people to freely carry firearms without a permit, which will cause even more guns to fall into the hands of even more mass shooters. So let's look at Little Richie's tweet here. Okay, let's break it down. Yes, he's correct. There was a shooting. There was an incident in Lakeland, Florida, where 10 people were injured. No one is celebrating that. We're not saying it's not a big deal. But what happened is you had a car pull up, windows rolled down, and 4 shooters began blasting, innocent civilians that were standing outside. 10 people were hit. 3 were transported by an ambulance to the hospital. The other 7 sought treatment on their own. Again, are we saying that this is not a big deal? Like, oh, well, who cares? It's a shoot. No one's saying that. But it's not a mass shooting. They change the definition all the time. If every shooting in their eyes now is a mass shooting, then nothing is in fact a mass shooting. You can't have it both ways, but that's the game that the Democrats play. That's how they wordcraft things. They play with the language. And they're able to use it by doing that, use that tactic to fit the political narrative into anything that they're trying to push. The second part of Little Richie's tweet there is particularly humorous. Richie's contention is that the shooting wouldn't have happened were the shooters required to have gun permits. The left always makes stupid statements like this. I don't know these 4 people. I haven't seen their rap sheet. I haven't seen their history or any of that stuff. But I'm willing to almost guarantee that nobody in the suspect vehicle who opened up on these civilians had a permit for those guns. Nor were any of those guns likely purchased legitimately and lawfully by the shooters. What this is about, what Little Richie Torres is saying here and demonstrating, is that the communists really enjoy exerting government power over the population.
Get the whole story on Red Voice Media Premium using the link below, completely uncensored and ad-free.